6:24 in the morning, Saturday. I'm just waiting for my car to warm up a little bit. I'm looking at the temperature over there, so now it's plus 43 C. That's the coolant, so which is warmer than body temperature. I think that's good enough. And oh, the RPM went down to 1000. Usually when it's cold and it starts, the RPMs are like at 1500, and I usually wait a little bit till they drop. Plus 12 outside. Every day it gets a bit colder, which is very depressing. So it's today's what, September 14th. What? September 14th. October, November, December. So we have 3 months. Like in 2 months, October, November, yeah, in 2 months it could be really cold and nasty, but for now plus 12, so just over 50 F, so it should be plus 20 in the afternoon. In the summer, I remember what's interesting, so I'm always leaving it. I set my alarm for 6 o'clock because my shift starts at 6:45, so I have to enter the building at 6:40 to get to the computer where we log in, which tells the bosses that we are in the building, and then you have like 5-10 minutes go change, you know. So I used to come in my own in my work clothes right away, but they get dirty, so I don't want to mess up my Jeep. And so I just use we have a locker room. And that's where I keep my safety boots and my work pants. And I have my green camouflage baseball hat, and when I come to work I change it for the one they issued me there with the company logo and the company name. So that's half of my wardrobe change. And last Saturday I did not work, so which means that today it's my turn, and somehow I gotta talk to my dispatch to let me off the hook in 2 weeks, because so next Saturday I don't work, but then next Saturday after that I'm supposed to work. And surprisingly, I got a text from a guy about doing some photography on 28th, and I said, what kind of photography are you looking for? And he says, well, it's a small private wedding with only a few guests. How much you charge? I give him my regular number per hour. The guy like, really? That's pretty cool, because you know weddings usually people charge, I don't know, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, you know. But I'm not really a wedding photographer, so this would be my first wedding. I did that pregnant couple shoot last year when they were pregnant, and then they called me this year again. But I didn't want to be the same. I didn't want to give them the same price as last year, because you know we went to Kananaskis, which is like what, hour away from here, and then I parked my car, jumped into their car, and I think it took like 2.5 hours. We were going to different locations, and then I had to drive 1 hour back home, and they paid me $150 because I said, okay, it's 3 hours, 50. But I said, I'm sorry, like oh yeah, they wanted to do it on Saturday. I said, Saturday And I'm thinking to myself, Saturday I can do Uber and I can make $200, you know, of course working 10 hours, but so I told them $200 if you want me to go to Kananaskis again. And they said, oh, that's all our budget. Okay, we found somebody else. So they're pretty cheap, you know. But then tomorrow, like, I don't know what's for the September, but tomorrow I'm doing a photo shoot at a hospital. Again, some guy reached out, says they have some kind of a clinic and he wants to do a photo shoot with his employees. So, well, I can do that. Just, is it gonna be indoor or outdoor? He says mostly indoors and then maybe a few shots outdoors, and so, which means I have to get a better glass. Like the lens I have, you know, like it's a Zoom f4, and the last time I did that Stampede in July, I could see the difference compared to last year when I used better lenses. So hopefully today one of the trips I'll be doing at work will be in downtown, because they have 2 camera stores in there, and they have the lenses. They have the lens I need for this photo shoot. Nothing's happening with the insurance. My claim advisor promised to, I told her that I'm doing an appraisal on the 10th of September, and she says, okay, I'll give you a call on September 13th. She never did. And I checked the app, you know, my insurance company app on the phone, to see if there's any notifications. Nothing. Still the same message that says, yeah, claim in progress, we're working with your shop tirelessly. No, I'm just kidding, it was not there, but basically we're working with your shop to appraise the damage, to the like same stuff that was there 2 months ago, no, 1 month ago. So nothing's happening there, and I'm still waiting for the money from the lender. Well, yesterday I was picking up a scissor lift, and when I called the customer to tell him that I'm coming, and you know, my ETA, and I said, what kind of place is this? Is it like a house, a big industrial building? He says it's a Chevy dealer, Chevrolet dealer. I said, oh, cool. And so when I picked up the machine, I went inside and I asked the nice lady at the reception, I said, is there any salespeople available I can talk to? There was some guy, Larry, over there. We went outside. He showed me a couple of vehicles, but he says we don't have any used Suburbans. So he just showed me some Yukon, and they were not even XL. And I explained to him what I need. I said I need either Suburban or Yukon XL or Ford Expedition Max, because those ones, they have lots of luggage storage in the back. Because yeah, if there's like 7 people traveling, let's say to Banff, and they rent this vehicle, and each of them has, you know, a suitcase, like there's not gonna be enough room. Alright, do I have time for a Starbucks? 6:33? No. So I brought my own green tea here, and my thermos is in my truck at work, so I'm just gonna use some boiling water and make myself some green tea, and then go change and see what will be my first trip. Worst option, scaffolding. Best option, some kind of a machine to be delivered or to be picked up. Well, I jumped into a Freightliner. Lucky for me, there's no scaffolding in the morning. I got a very cool machine, probably one of my favorite machines. It's a telehandler. Look at this. The guy's changing a tire. Or women, 2 women. You should put at least some kind of one of those, you know, warning devices. That's how people get killed. So I jumped into a Freightliner, did my circle check, checked the lights, everything works. But some days the Freightliner feels old. And today is one of those days because we have two check engine lights, CELs. The other day there was one which started during the rain. We had a, you know, like one day, right? It was raining all day. It was very cold, and boom, right? I see one check engine light came on, and then half an hour later another one. It was like this when I joined the company in March. It started doing this, and then what happened eventually was there was another third light, a red light, which means stop the engine, and so they had to tow it to the dealer. So I hope this is just some sensor nonsense, you know. And that's what always happens when you have DEF, you know. And that's why here in Alberta most companies like this one has DEF, right? DEF, and it shows me where my fuel gauge is. At the bottom it has these green squares, so that's my DEF gauge. So yesterday I filled up, and normally you fill up maybe, I don't know, once in 2 weeks, every second or third fuel fill up. Oh, look at this one, nice GMC, probably from 1970s, and fully restored. Look at this beauty. See, that's how they did the trucks back then. There was no extended cabs, no 4 doors. It was just a regular cab, and actually it looks like it's a long bed, you know, like 8-foot long bed. I like pickup trucks. But anyway, so yeah, the machine I'm carrying, it's a telehandler, where the one where you can, there's a switch here, and you can turn 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, 2-wheel steering, front, rear. And for loading, I asked one guy to help me. I said, can you just switch it to front wheel steering, so it steers like a car, you know, when you load? Because if all the wheels are steering, you'll be in trouble, because it'll be going like this, you know, it's dangerous. Or if you take the rear, if you make the rear wheels to steer, it'll be like a forklift. It'll be too maneuverable, you know. Again, it's not easy to load it on a tilted deck. And then the dispatcher says, I'm not sure if you can do this, but they also want you to deliver a 40-foot ladder, 40-foot extension ladder. And I say, well, that's okay, I'm gonna put it on the side. But then when I loaded the telehandler, I realized that this is not a forklift. This is not a scissor lift. It's pretty wide, so I only had maybe 1 foot on each side, you know, between the edge of the bed and the machine. And I didn't want to mess, so that I would have to put chains on, then put the ladder somehow there, and I might scratch the machine because it's so close. And so instead I noticed that the telehandler has a pretty big ground clearance, and so I just raised the fork slightly in the front, and I just pushed the entire ladder underneath. I'll show you when I'm unloading. And and I persuaded the dispatch to let me deliver the ladder first. Otherwise I would have to unstrap, restrap, you know. And so the ladder is strapped with 2 straps, and the machine has 4 chains, 4 binders, and 1 more chain on the front attachment on the forks. So everything is by the book. And so here we're driving on Deer Foot Trail South, Highway 2. That's downtown over there. Yeah, the sky looks nasty today. It was plus 12 in the morning, now it's plus 10, so 50F exactly, I think. What is it? 32 is 0, plus 18. Yeah, I think that's 50. 32F is 0C. Yeah, 10 degrees Celsius equals 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So 0, we add 10, that's 10, but we on Fahrenheit we have to add, wait, I'm confused, 18? 18 for, oh, 18 for 10, yeah. 10 Celsius, it's 18 Fahrenheit. So 20 Celsius would be 36 Fahrenheit, so 32 and 36, 68, yeah, okay. So yeah, we're at 50F plus 10C. And I really don't enjoy driving on this one stretch because it's all construction. The speed limit is 80 clicks an hour or 50 miles per hour. And often there's cops. There's those drive safe SUVs with speed cameras. And they're almost done here. Like basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it easier for people to enter the freeway from this big, like this is what, this is Highway 16. So this is my tea. Use my own green tea bag and free boiled water, so I saved $4.15. Recently it's been ridiculous, you know. Starbucks increased the prices, and usually on the way to work I stop at the Starbucks and I get either grande, which is medium, or tall, which is small. And now tall Americano after tax is like $4.15 or 20 cents, which is ridiculous. $4 for 12 ounces. Yeah, see, construction. Oh, we have dozers, skid steers, another skid steer, wheel loader. This is the ladder. This is the telehandler. So now I just have to take off these 2 straps, one here, one in the back, and grab the ladder and put it on the front lawn of the house. Easy peasy. Alright, the ladder has been delivered successfully. I talked to the guy before I left, and he said, my father should be there. So it's a house, private residence. He says,
in 600 meters, use any lane to take the Crowchild Trail South ramp.
if you can put it inside the gate. I'm like, inside the gate? No, it's a 40-foot ladder. Well, it's like 20 feet, the actual length, and then the extendable part is another 20. But you know, for one person carrying a 20-foot ladder, and I said, well, he he's at home, he can help you. And sure enough, when I was parking, a guy popped out, offered me to help. So for two of us, it was real easy to carry that thing. It's not heavy, it's just awkward, you know, because you have to find the correct center, otherwise it tilts, you know, like 20 feet. What is it, like 6 meters? 6.5 meters. That's a pretty big ladder. So now I just called the place where I'm delivering the machine, and I was happy to find out that I've been to that place many times before, mostly delivering and picking up scissor lifts. And what it is, it's a retail. It's a retail plaza, usually empty at this time of day because there's not that many stores in there. And they had one of the stores, it had a fire inside. And there's a big garbage container in the front, and so now this construction guy is working inside to restore this thing. And I guess they ran out of patience. They no longer want to play with scissor lifts. Now they want a real telehandler. I'm not sure how. It's not gonna go inside. Oh, look at this guy. There was a lady running over there. Beautiful. I keep thinking, when am I gonna start running again, you know? But I hurt my knee. Like this job, you know? You gotta be so careful. I was climbing on the pickup truck, and they had this spot where you put a hazmat placard, and that thing is like all aluminum with very sharp angles. And I just hit my left knee when I was, you know, trying to throw the leg over. So with full force, I hit that sharp triangle with, you know, with the corner here where the nerve is, you know, where doctors hit you with a hammer and then your leg jumps up, you know. And so because of that, you know, my knee got swollen and it hurts. Okay, we need east. I'm always confused here. Okay, east. Like they made it very funny. East goes like this, and then west is next. Like you would think that this is west. No, this is east. This spot, 2 times I messed up when I had Uber passengers, because you know, you're thinking the first one will be going that way, which is west, and no, at the last moment, you see what it does? Like very confusing when you're new in Calgary. And so now I know to be super attentive at this junction. But now I do need east, so I did not mess up this time. This is Glenmore Trail East, and I'm guessing we're going east towards McLeod Trail. Yeah, honestly, I love working on weekends, you know? Like, the traffic is light. You know, I'm usually in a good mood on a Saturday.
Continue on Alberta 8 east for 1.5 kilometers.
And there's a Glenmore Reservoir over here, like a huge body of water. Big, you know, artificial lake, but it's hard to see it. It's behind that barrier, but you can see it when you're on the other side driving this way. You can see, oh, it's gonna be here. You'll see it over here on the left, on the right. People are fishing. And this telehandler, it's a bit different from a forklift. You know, like on a forklift, it's so easy. You have 3.
Take the 5th Street West exit toward McLeod Trail.
3 levers over here. One is raise the forks.
Take the 5th Street West exit.
The other one tilts your mast, you know, forward and backwards. And the last one, I think it, if it's equipped with that,
In 600 meters, keep right. Follow signs for Glenmore Trail East.
it can side shift your forks, you know, like left, right, which can be very convenient. But some cheap ones, they don't have it, so you have to get out and move the forks manually. But I think ours has it. But this one, because it's a telehandler, the forks extend, right? So there's a joystick. There's a joystick here. So like you move it, you expect the forks to tilt, but they don't. Instead, the whole thing extends or pulls back, you know.
In 300 meters, turn right onto McLeod Trail Southwest.
And I did deliver it before, but I forgot, and I had to ask one guy in the shop. I said, so how do you know, operate the forks?
McLeod Trail Southwest.
And he says, oh, the orange button on top of the joystick. You have to hold this one,
McLeod Trail
and then you use the joystick. Then the forks go like this.
Head east on Alberta 8 East. Continue on Alberta 8 East for 800 meters. In 600 meters, take the Blackfoot Trail South exit.
Oh, we need the Blackfoot Trail. Okay. What happened to McLeod? Did I mess up again?
Take the Blackfoot Trail South exit, then take the Blackfoot Trail South ramp.
I missed the McLeod. I cannot believe this.
Take the Blackfoot Trail South ramp, then merge onto Blackfoot Trail Southeast South.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those junctions over there, they can be tricky. So I did okay on the Glenmore east-west, but I messed up with the McLeod. Holy, usually I don't miss that one, but there's a huge mall in there, and they have these shopping center, this, it's okay, it's pretty much the same distance, but I just don't like it when I make mistakes like these.
On Blackfoot Trail Southeast South for 1 kilometer.
But how did they mess it up? See, it was right here. Okay, I was supposed to go like this, and yet there was a ramp. Instead I went straight. Oh yeah, that's what I did. I went back on the Glenmore Trail, right? Because I turned on this thing. I turned from, so instead of staying to the right, or maybe it was closed. Wait, there was some pilots in there, right? But I think there was a pickup truck going right. So anyway, yeah, to get to McLeod Trail from there, yeah, I had to have stayed to the right. So
In 500 meters, turn right onto Heritage Drive.
it's all good. The workers, when I talked to the lady on the phone, I said I'm coming. The workers were not even there. She says they were like 10 minutes away. So
Turn right onto Heritage Drive.
Heritage Drive.
Continue on Heritage Drive for 1.5 kilometers.
this one. Well, I was just attempting a delivery over here of a scissor lift to this humongous kind of like industrial mix with, and he has a house, but basically it's a construction company. And I saw this cute little thing. You know how we all like watching accidents, right? So basically it's a rescue operation. So this guy has a Sterling truck with a trailer fully loaded, and I'm guessing it was either dark or something, but he could not see that there was a sharp edge over there on the, you know, the ground is all dirt and it's pretty soft because it rained the other day, and the right side of his truck just went over there, kind of like a bank, and towards the water. Oh, and so now they want to, yeah, they have one single chain. I wanted to see this, but I guess they don't want to wait for me. So they have one single chain hooked up to the front. And I want to try to pull a fully loaded truck and trailer with a wheel loader. Man, it's too bad I cannot stay there to watch this, because first off, 100% the chain is gonna break. 100%. Secondly, the wheel loader is gonna start sliding towards the water, especially if it's like slightly, you know, the surface goes like this. So that's because I remember I had the load when I had a big load, and oh, I can watch him in the mirror there. So I had a big load and I got stuck in the snow somewhere in Saskatchewan at a truck stop, and 2 graders hooked up like a train and tried to pull me. 2 graders, and they couldn't pull me out. And the guy says, "How much do you weigh?" I said, "Well, it's just the machine is 100,000 pounds on my truck, and my truck and trailer were what, like 70,000 pounds empty with the Jeep and booster." Actually, I can see, oh wow, it's moving. It's moving. Something broke there. Anyway, I have to call the office because the guy changed his mind. He refused the scissor lift. He says he wants a zoom boom. I think something broke there in the truck. I can see in the distance, like his hood is now tilted at an angle. Yeah, they're gonna damage something. Man. There's an interesting sign up ahead. It's a property, some kind of a farm with, I don't know, a mess. And over here it says, all two-way external speakers, including cell phone horns and stereos, will be turned off before entering Lease Road. I'm guessing it's this road. So basically it's a super quiet operation. The guy doesn't want any noise. And I see sheep. Basically it's this guy is a sheep farmer, and then he has a junkyard over there. I see like it's a mess. Wow. GMC, all rusted out. Man, how can you live like this? Oh, actually the property looks abandoned, and the guy has a bunch of pickup trucks in the back there, all rusted out. Yeah, like this side is looks like abandoned, but the sheeps are alive and kicking. So anyway, I just thought I would show you guys this, because we are just outside of Calgary, and this is the Country Hills Boulevard. And once you cross the ring road or 201, it turns into this country road. I forgot the number, like 584 or something like that. And over here it's all agricultural, and the road's actually pretty good. Like here the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour, despite the fact that it's a 2-lane road. And I see some kind of a trucking company on the left, some farms here. And you see this guy, a bunch of trucks. And also here they have pretty good roads. You know, when I had a Hellcat, I came here a few times to go on these you know, roads that go like this, to see what the Hellcat was capable of. So yeah, I just did, what is it, like 12 kilometers for nothing. And my next delivery, so the one that I was supposed to drop off, like I have 2 scissor lifts, right? The one that I'm supposed to drop off here is of course on the end of my bed, right? Because it was supposed to be drop off number 1. Wow, very windy today. But now this guy doesn't want it, and my second delivery is all the way to the southeastern Calgary, probably 25 kilometers away. And I talked to dispatch, and they said, well, unless you want to shuffle these scissor lifts around, maybe come back to the yard, because I'm not that far, and just unload this one and then head down with the one that's closer to the cab and deliver that one. And so that might work better for me, especially since I really need to stop downtown and get that lens. I still haven't decided yet. It's either a 35mm or 50mm, but I need that lens for tomorrow's shoot. And so I can do that on the way back, you know, when I'm returning back to the yard. Because I didn't take my lunch, I just actually stopped at the shawarma place I know on Country Hills, and I maybe spent like 10 minutes there, but then I ate the food. Well, you know, I did not wait. So I still have like 20 minutes of my lunch break, which I can use to stop downtown and grab that lens. See, lots of fields around Calgary. There's still a lot of land. It's like this one, Range Road 285, nice paved road. I think that's where I went with the Hellcat. And I'm just gonna show you the ring road. So we're flying at 100 kilometers an hour. And I already see the sign for the set of lights. And those green signs, that's the ring road. And the speed limit changes to 80 clicks an hour. Occasionally I stop by this Bin Vietnamese restaurant to get some pho, you know, noodle soup. Finally, it's the end of the day. I'm heading home. Very hungry. Oh, by the way, one of our dispatchers also had the same damage, but I think his damage was more. Like his whole car was like my hood, you know, whereas my sides and the roof are not too bad. But yeah, his was pretty bad. And we were just talking today. He wanted to go with me when I was doing a delivery. I said, "Where are you going?" He says he has to go back to Hyundai dealer to pick up a new car. And I said, "What do you mean? What happened? I know you had damage, so what happened to that one?" And he says, "Oh, I got a check. My insurance company already cut me a check, except," he says, "it's not clearing." Can you believe this insurance company would have bankrupt or something? But he has the check, so it's a write-off, you know, which is interesting. But his car, he had a blue Hyundai Elantra, like the recent model. Actually, they look pretty good. And but yeah, the damage was more severe than on my car, and it looked brand new, and they just gave him money. And so now he's looking for a replacement, and he wants to buy a Hyundai, but there was something with financing over there, so he didn't go. And I did found time, thanks to my dispatch, to stop at the photography store. That's what I needed. I needed this 35mm Nikkor Z or Z 1.8. So I'm gonna use this one tomorrow at the hospital for the hospital photo shoot. Hopefully the nurses are cute and they will pay me what they promised. And I wanted to do Uber today, but I feel so tired, you know, after a whole day of running around Calgary. I started Uber when I was leaving work, and I decided to give it 5 minutes till I started driving. And I thought, okay, if I don't get any offers until I reach the ramp to the freeway, that's it, I'm turning it off. And so basically I jumped on the ramp, turned off Uber and Lyft because there was nothing, it was slow. And I stopped by here at this Bin Vietnamese, so get some. This is so nice, you know. And there's not that many calories. Actually, it's not fattening at all because the noodles are from rice, and there's beef. There's a lot of beef, lots of veggies. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go home, relax, have this good food, maybe a glass of wine, and get ready for tomorrow photo shoot, which happens at 11 a.m. in Southwest Calgary. And then maybe after that I'll try a couple of hours to do Uber, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, and then Monday, of course, it's back to work. And this next week I'm working 5 days, but again, I have to figure out something about September 28th when I'm supposed to shoot that small wedding, because that's Saturday, and my schedule says I'm working. I guess I can, you know, we have these special forms. It says vacation request. I can just ask for 1 day vacation, because that one I'll definitely make more money than driving the truck at my job. Because looks like I told them $60 an hour, and looks like they want me for anywhere from 7 hours to 10 hours. You know, so $60 an hour, it's better than $24.50, right? Canadian.